Okay, so pick a card with your left hand for the past. Now, this isn't the past. This is since the last reading.
Okay.
Because the last time we summarised the life, but now we're going back just to reading.
Yeah.
Now. For now. This moment. Picking a card for this moment. I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. Okay, there you go. And for the future. Okay.
Do you want aircon? It's very noisy though.
No, I'm okay. I've turned that off because of the noise. I don't want it to interfere with the reading. I didn't want it to interfere with the reading. Okay, cool. So these are your choices. We're just briefly doing this. This is you. So I'll photograph these. So this one here, positive movement forward, on your own, moving towards the sun with a role model, guiding light, 8 negates. So basically 8. So it's the 5th month now. 6th would be June, 7th would be July, August. By August, the plans that you put in place since the last reading till today, so possibly what you've just mentioned, this move, are you moving flat, yeah?
And I'm moving to a number 8 flat on Sunday.
To a what flat?
Number 8 flat on Sunday.
A number 8 flat?
Floor 4, unit 4, 8.
There's the number 8 on the card. Yeah, it never fails to amaze me. I'm also sticking with what I said, that by August, so that's going to feel weird or it's going to feel new, it's going to be a change, but you will settle in by August to number 8 on the 8th month. And 8 is the gate to opportunities. It is you, and it does have travel, and it does have forward movement, floating your boat, doing things that float your boat. That's what that image is all about. At the moment in your life, a lot of the things that you're going to be doing are singularly on your own. So you're floating your own boat. You don't have to float anybody else's boat, and you don't let other people float. You know, you don't let anybody get in and sink your boat or steer your boat. Brings to mind something which I teach quite often, which is row your boat. And it's rowing your boat, nobody else's, and not letting anybody else row it. So keep your hand on the steering wheel. Positive movement forward from this decision. That's what it says on the card. I photographed these, you can read them yourself. So again, on your own, going towards the sunlight. The number 8 is the number of the flat. It's a number on the card. It was the right decision. You picked the card. It's come up with number 8. You chose, or you were given flat 8, and it's going to be around about August. So it's May now. So by the time that you're into June, July, August, the 8th month, it will feel like home.
That's good.
You know what I mean? And it's a positive movement forward. It does suggest that in that place there's a guiding light. So in other words, although you're independent and I am, there is somebody that you're sort of, I wouldn't say following, but there is somebody that's in there for you, that's guiding you towards the sunlight. There's an emblem of a free-flying bird, so there's somebody that's a free-flying bird that's going to be helping you become a free-flying bird. You know, rather than you're going to move to this place, but you won't be trapped in a cage. So this is going to be more freedom from this location.
You know, generals don't want to be trapped, love, do they?
Yeah, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So you're going to be. So this isn't going to be a prison. You're not going to be. Whether it's a prison in your mind or a prison in the building, you know, you're going to feel less trapped in this place and more open. Where you are at the moment, heartache and loss. You're crucifying yourself Can you see the woman looking down and it's a cross? But there is this tulip, like if you like, the bud which hasn't opened. That's a bud that like a rose that hasn't opened, or and it's that it's a heartache and loss card. So that's having right now an effect, and you chose the card before you told me the story. That at the moment you feel depressed and it's all coming back a little bit, which does happen. It comes in waves. You get ups and downs. There's triggers. There's times in your life where stories. You think, where's my mum? Where's my dad? Where's this? I'm on my own. You feel like an orphan.
Do you know what I think happened when I came back this time? When I went home last year in Hong Kong, I broke down at the airport. My brother's a pilot. He said I wouldn't let you on the plane. I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. And I think it was the realisation I wasn't going home to Mum.
No.
And I think when I came home this time, because my mother was my home. I moved 20 million times, she moved. So my home in my mind was my mother.
Yes.
And so I think that just hit again when I came home.
We had a family story, which is sat in the television room in the house we had, the back room in Old Colwyn, with the sea just down the road. There was a fence that separated me from a neighbour. And there was 2 crows that used to walk up and down, black crows, and I knew that was my mum and dad. Now anybody would think that's bullshit, but I knew it wasn't.
No, it's not.
I could get upset telling this story now.
Yeah.
And I used to come to Thailand, and my dad, my mum and dad, if you like, when they were alive, they'd look after the house if I went away. But there was nobody. So I had to ask my daughter and other friends. And when we came back the first time, and we'd been away about 5 weeks, those 2 crows were waiting on the front wall. They were never on the front wall. And get a little upset now. And my daughter said to me, not seen those since she'd been away. When I come and check the house and feed the dog, they'd not been here. He said, and my daughter picked me up from the airport, and when we drove back, the 2 crows were waiting on the front wall. Can't make it up. I'm going back 23 years when I didn't realise the synchronicity of that. I'm reviewing stories now from the past that are making sense that I didn't understand in the moment, but I've got a higher level of understanding. But the stories that you don't forget. So yeah, heartache and loss for your parents, and don't crucify yourself. They, in my opinion, you've got to honour them by living your best life.
And my mother is saying to me, darling, stop it.
Yeah. I went to psychics. Helen Parry-Jones was the best one. I lived in Rill, and there was like a Romany run Irish gypsy fun fair. Quite a lot of rough lads on there running the fun fair, but I was a martial arts instructor.
Yeah.
I knew them.
Yeah.
And I went to this fortune teller. And she said to me, your mum wants you to stop doing this. She's okay where she is. You look after your dad and look after yourself. Stop crucifying yourself. And she says you can talk to her anytime you want. You don't need me. Go away now. She didn't take any money off me. Said that's what my mum's told me to say. That's what your mum's told. And she said, I've got you in a uniform. If you think it's not your mum, she said, I don't know what the job is, she said, but I've got you in a uniform driving a yellow van. Am I right? I said, yeah. She said, yeah, your mum's telling you that. Don't crucify yourself, heartache and loss. And the card going forward, and this is spirit, it's upside down. You see that's right way up, that one's upside down. That's why I took them off you in a certain way, so that it's kept the orientation. That one there is, the future. So between now and the next reading, and I would say within a season. So, we're in, normally speaking, I do readings sort of like January, February, March, and then April, May, June, and then July. No, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I mean, there was a need for this.
Yeah.
But where I'm coming from is, in the next 3 months, spirits are going to move you towards the light. That image there and that image are completely different.
Yeah.
And they're both very female.
Yeah.
There's only one male card here at the moment. That's female. That's female. That's female. These are all female. I'll explain in a minute that I picked. And this is a male one. But again, funnily enough, the cards that you chose were right way up, right way up. That means you can do something about that, you can do something about that, you can't do anything about that, spirit. And I picked the cards, and again, they're in that same orientation. So this one is the future's light and bright, full of orbs, full of energy, but you need to move to this number 8. And that's when you start to do things that float your boat, positive movement forward. You won't feel it until August, even though, so there might be a lot of settling in. But that's interesting, that's part of life. Settle in, keep your balance, and by August you'll be on a roll. And there'll be no more heartache and loss, and life seems a lot brighter. In there, it suggests to me communication with spirit. In other words, orbs around you, and awareness that you're not in that new place alone. It's not very enlightening, this flat, is it?
It's got bad energy.
I wouldn't say it's got... Right, you live here, I don't.
It's got bad energy.
I don't feel bad energy. I don't feel any energy. It's dull. I don't feel badness, because I'm picking up from you. Doesn't inspire me, this place.
It does not.
This new place will. So the cards that I picked for you, sacral chakra, which is sexual chakra, which is feminine, gender. You've got your root grounded, and then you've got your sacral, which is below your belly button, on your pubic bone, and it's reigniting your femininity, reigniting your place in the world as a woman, as a daughter, as an auntie, as a mum, whatever roles you have as a woman, as a female in business, as the lady next door, as the woman down the shops, all the places that you turn up as a woman, because you're not a woman, you're projecting as a woman, but you're both. I'm projecting as a man, but I'm both. But because you've come in and you're predominantly female, your significance as a woman in Hua Hin and in the world is going to be reignited from today. This is now, sort of thing, and this transformation. And again, this one says that you're going to float your boat and that you're going to set sail. This one actually says you're going to fly. So this is transformation, and it's, it comes in with a lot of green clothes, and look what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Can't wake it up, can you? It's the same colour. That's you. Going through transformation. Sometimes you have to shed tears.
Yeah.
Think of the tears as cry until you've got rid of all that toxicity, then stop bloody crying. That's what I'd say. I wouldn't continue crying, because it's not what your parents want in spirit, it's not what you need, and it's not the energy that's going to open doors for you as you go forward. So when you close the door on this flat, close the door on all the shit and shift. The new flat, number 8, is the gate to new portals of opportunity.
And you know what, I really feel the resonance of that, because I took this flat, I didn't know what I was doing, staying, going, whatever. I didn't like it from the minute I came in here.
Right.
I feel exactly what you do.
Neutral.
I was actually going to move. I was going to move. I had a bit of a fight with them. This little one that someone helped me find, because it's very hard to get flats in here, and what I love is the outside. So this is little one better, it's smaller, it's old, but somehow I can just see myself putting the flowers and the orchids and the bright colours.
There's nothing malevolent here, but there's nothing benevolent here.
Yeah.
There's nothing here.
No.
This is a void.
Yeah.
And you need to avoid it.
Yes.
There's nothing.
No, it's been very strange.
There is a stillness here.
There is a stillness here. I'd agree with you. There is a stillness here. Yes. And
I don't
maybe
feel that. I don't feel. I wouldn't do that. If I tell you something now, I wouldn't have come back if I'd have felt there was any evil here or any misintent, or I wouldn't have come back. I'd have said, come to my place. I wouldn't be intuitive here if there was anything blocking this. There's nothing here, no thing.
Yeah.
There's no thing here for you.
Yeah. You're right.
This has been a holding cell,
Yes.
stepping stone.
Yes.
It's possible that this was right for you.
It is possible.
If this had been an amazing place, you might not have gone through this.
Yeah.
And you might have needed the stillness, the isolation, and the uninspiring environment to contemplate stuff.
Look, I think you're 100% right. I've been incredibly reclusive.
Yeah, it's probably what you needed.
Yeah, and to the point that people said to me, you know, what are you, just this strange homebody? And well, no one didn't call me a homebody in my life, but I think you're right, Michael. When I came, I just said to myself, because I've always worked for myself, you know, I've had a lot of energy, a lot of projects, a lot of...
Yeah.
And I just said, you can't push your way out of this, man.
No.
This one, you can't push or work or think your way out of. So I made a promise to myself that when I came, I would just sit. And
This has been like a retreat.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't feel evil here or anything wrong or any bad energy. I just don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So the answer in the future is that this is going forward now, and again, this is an upside down card. So spirits are basically saying, or the cards are suggesting, that it's finding balance, number 4, from the heart, and also rest and rejuve. This hasn't been a very pleasing and easing place.
No.
The next place will be pleasing. You'll be able to rest and rejuvenate there. This has been like, this has stimulated an audit of the past.
Yes.
These are my words. I can.
No, but I'd say so far you're about 100% right.
Yeah, this place has been made to be dull, so that you're actually not happy here, because happiness would have masked the emotions that you had to go through. You could have been. This isn't a party house because you're not meant to party. This is good now. In reflection, this has been a place of reflection. You can now go forward, and you'll start your life at number 8. That's what I feel. If I don't say anything more today, I think that's what you needed to hear. Because that's what the cards are saying, and the numbers come up, and the colours come up, and the story comes up. What's the location of the other place?
This building, top floor. Down
So you're still in this building, yeah?
Yeah.
So this suggests to me that there's see, I'm looking out there, and,
Yeah, you see it,
and I'm looking at that.
Yeah. That's pretty well what you see.
That's why I asked where is it, because I was going to say where you're going to. There's going to be a forest that you can sit in.
And actually,
And I mean, just come here.
yeah,
Just look.
yeah, I know.
I'm looking at that tree,
You are.
and I'm looking at that.
I know.
So even though this place that you're going to is going to be high energy, you need to get out there more.
And see, in this new flat, because it's a 1-bedder, the main bedroom looks that way, not this way.
Right.
So it actually does look out in the forest. Yeah.
So you need to get out there and meditate. You need to get out there and do the stuff you're doing on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Which is contemplate on things, douse, get your crystals, put things into your mind, create new pictures. Put pictures in your mind and hold them until it brings. Put pictures in your mind of the life that you want, the person that you want, woman that you want to be, the people that you want around you, the activities that you want to get engaged in. And, in my opinion, I'd get a vision board or have one in your head. Write things down and say, before the end of the year, I'm moving in before the end of the year. I want to have this, I want to be doing this.
Well, I don't know if I told you this story before for a really long time because I was looking after Mum for a long time. So I travelled via YouTube. I've travelled all over the world many times via YouTube.
Yes.
But my story in my brain was, I'm living in a white building by the water. It's my home by the sea.
Yes.
So when I found this, I said, what does Banchaitale mean? And it's called my home by the sea.
There you are.
So I've got my white building by the sea. I didn't know I was going to be in Thailand.
Just shuffle those again now. I'll put them together for you. I'll put those together.
So what do you think about that one?
Yes, it's too much of a coincidence. Well, it's not a coincidence. There's no coincidences. There's no coincidences.
And you know, Mike, I'm not a depressive or a pessimist by
No, I know
nature.
you're not.
I'm not.
No, I can tell
Really
that.
not.
I can tell
And
that.
it's very hard for me to cope with those feelings.
Yeah. So with your left hand, I want you to pick 7 cards. I want you to pick a card for your physical life. So that's the root chakra. Okay, for you as a woman, your sacral chakra. We've already done that a little bit, but oops, I'm sorry, there we go. I want you to pick a card for your solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, brow chakra, crown chakra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crown chakra. Thank you. Need a bigger table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool. So, so your physical life at the moment, there's change, and there's been conflict and defeat, which means that turmoil